Yo, hey everybody. All right. So, yesterday we talked about a little bit of a fight that happened on Barstool. I know, Barstool, right? It's about jokes and comedy. And look, I'm all for jokes, I'm all for comedy, but just a little fresh reminder. Look, I understand. I get it, I get it. People are very emotional, especially when it comes down to this war in Gaza. But you know what? When it comes down to comedy and free speech, let me tell you something. I'm against censorship. I'm against the idea of trying to tell a person what they can and cannot talk about. I mean, when it comes down to jokes, yeah, sometimes there are jokes that are very controversial. All right. But I believe in free speech. And this is a little recap. Just play a little bit of this.
I think right now you probably
nothing.
don't do
nothing. Silence everything.
What do you?
Every comedian, don't tell a joke about it because Dave, that's how the world works.
Kirk,
I agree with you.
Go back to your question. When does freedom of speech impinge?
That was your
freedom
question,
of
not
religion?
mine. That was your question.
Answer it.
How many deaths?
Yeah.
I don't have an answer.
Like how in America, American citizens.
What's your answer to that question?
Now.
Okay, we're there.
Now.
So now what? So now what do we do?
So maybe you stop with the fucking Jew jokes and act like it's not a big deal when someone does fuck the Jews in a bar.
Or no, here's the thing. I'm with you 1,000% on that. You should fucking kick those people out. Of course you should.
I'm not talking about kicking them out. I'm talking about.
You want to go to jail? Like, what do you want? Like,
those guys. You are defending this guy Mick for what he said right after that happened. He's not anti-Semitic.
I'm not defending him. No,
if your brain goes there,
I'm
you are
not defending him, Dave. What I'm saying is, you should have him on here or somebody else like that and fucking fight with them because then you have a conversation.
That's what this idiot wants.
Dave, these guys that wrote the thing at the bar, fuck the Jews, right?
Yes.
You're gonna fucking fly them to Auschwitz. Some guy tweets at you something. You want to fucking? He's not.
Kirk,
you can't come on
it was a bar I owned. It was a bar I owned.
They should have been kicked out. So, but my thing is,
no, it's not just kick out, Kirk. Are you ignoring what's going on in the world?
No,
right
I'm
now?
not. What, Dave? What do you want to do to those guys? What do you want to do? What do you want to do with those guys at the bar? Put them in jail for 50 years? Fine. I don't care.
I didn't say that. You're quite literally changing everything you say, Kirk. If you just want me to kick him out, not mention it, not care that this kid is anti-Semitic, shut up. If you just want me to ignore it,
don't tell me to shut up. Don't
shut the fuck up, you bald fuck.
Okay, go ahead.
How's that?
Oh, it's kill. I'll never recover from that, Dave. Go ahead, continue. I'll never recover.
Well, you're the one who big boss man, don't tell. I'll tell you work for me.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
You little bitch, you work for me.
Sure, you bet. For now,
oh, you
continue.
Don't? For now, quit. I don't care.
Is this show or not a show? Like, is this show or not a show? Like, we can't have a conversation?
You're an idiot.
Okay, continue.
You're literally saying people should be allowed to make Jew jokes, say whatever they want right fucking now.
Yes, I think people should be allowed to make jokes.
So
yes, exactly. So sorry you had to sit through that. That's only halfway through, all right? That's only halfway through. But why am I playing this? Well, it's because there was a little bit of a fallout and aftermath. Excuse me. Oh boy. Excuse me indeed. For hope I don't have to get some water. I think I do. Hold on. In the middle of the show, I gotta get some water. Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna have to edit that part out. Sorry. Whew. See, sometimes talking by yourself, leads to a little bit of a strain. So there you go. Or you know what? I'm gonna keep that in there. Just show that I'm human. Just to show that I am human. But when it comes down to comedy, yeah, everyone's allowed to make jokes. The whole idea of comedy is to ridicule everything. Like I said in my previous segment that I covered yesterday, the whole idea of comedy is to be critical of every single institution. Be critical of every single group. And the thing is, and look, controversial statement here. If we're going to go ahead and go all the way back to Dave himself, he made some controversial jokes as well. And the thing is, I want to say viewer discretion is advised for this clip. All right. Viewer discretion is advised. It will trigger you because it has to deal with assault. All right. Assault jokes. Okay. R-word kind of jokes, all right, towards women. So I'm just being very clear here, in case the YouTube censorships and anybody else wants to drop the axe. This is from a couple of years ago. To be more precise, I think a few years ago, not too long ago. But let's go ahead and play this up here. Let's pull this up here.
You posted the following on your site. I never condone rape, but if you're a size 6 and you're wearing skinny jeans, you kind of deserve to be raped.
Correct. I stand by that. I think it's a funny joke.
You think rape is funny?
No, I didn't say that. I think it's a funny joke.
Do you understand how offensive that is?
No, I obviously don't.
So there you go. That was Earl Dave a while ago. To which I would say to Dave, I mean, okay, some jokes don't land well. And there's many people be like, oh, really? Like, what the hell? So I do want to pull this up here as well. These are two different clips because this is where Kirk, the guy who was having a little back and forth with Dave, insists that he played him like a fiddle. So let's go and do this.
I knew yesterday morning running, I thought of the skinny jeans thing. And I knew once I dropped that on him in the argument, which was, hey, look, like, I don't know, you made a dumb skinny jeans joke. I didn't really care. But like 2 days later, when somebody got raped in Indiana, I don't think it was because you told that joke. I knew he was going to be upset that I brought it up.
Sure.
And he was a different person.
He turned on that.
Yeah, he got off, off kilter. I play him like a fucking fiddle. Like, bottom line, I own him now. We got the champ. We broke him. We really, and now he's scrambling. He's one of these guys. He's one of these, celebrities who are defined by this. He's Howard Stern. It's like, jokes. How many people have to die? I'm like, I don't know, 46, 2, none. I don't know. You tell me. The fucking joke.
And the thing is, like, look, a lot of these people who are now large, influential individuals, because I'm glad that the Howard Stern thing was dropped, okay? I just find it interesting now that those that were very shocking or shock jocks or, shocking influencers now are now trying to be the purveyors of morality. Now, look, I'll say this. When you're on social media, when you have a show or a podcast, you do have a responsibility. And if there are things you're known for, then there's things you're known for. Consistency is key. I believe in third parties and independence. I believe in citizen ballot initiatives. And you know what? I believe in free speech. All right? I believe in free speech. I believe in the right to speak. I believe in the right to share ideas and opinions and perspectives and points of view. But if you are now going to start saying, you can't say this, you can't say that, when I remember in 2024, so many people were saying to the woke mob that, hey, we got to bring back jokes. Well, the thing about comedy and jokes is that it can also offend you. So if you're a free speech absolutist, you must believe in it in its entirety. And that means, yes, dealing with the evil people out there. I mean, the real evil people out there. All right. The psychopaths, the insane sociopaths, the insane individuals who are very vile. All right. But when it comes down to comedy, the gist of it is when you're before a crowd, you got to tap into the pulse and make them laugh. Okay. Have a sense of humor about yourself because someday you'll be dead. All right. And those that now say you can't do this or you can't say that, when a while ago I remember them saying, no, we need to bring back comedy. Which one is it? Which one is it? The court jester reminds the king and queen that they are human. I want to pull up another video here. Just another one. All right. Just another one. Just another one here.
And I think it's a huge win for Mick.
Oh, gigantic win. This
it's a
scenario.
Huge win for Mick because Mick would have gone on probably, and that probably would have happened where like after 2 minutes they both would have been like, I think David would have been like, oh, all right, like this guy's not anti-Semitic, and they would have joked around and he would have been, whatever. So now instead he gets us to be like, geez, I'm big bad Dave Portnoy doesn't want to have him. I'm too bad. I'm too tough for Dave Portnoy, and I saw a bunch of people last night on Twitter because I think I said this a couple of days ago, and I think I was wrong when I said this. Like the idea that I'm not going to go on name today, I think would be a mistake.
That's insane.
Yeah, you guys might disagree, but like then it's Whitney and Dave. They're not going to talk about it, and Dave's just going to be like, Kirk's not here today because he wanted to have that anti-Semitic piece of shit Mick on, and nobody will be there to defend him or talk about the conversation that happened. And nothing against Whitney, but Whitney just does. That's not the way Whitney's built. He's going to roll on to the next thing. He'll talk about how Joey Camas is not at the company anymore, or what the Summer House group is, which is fine. That's part of the show, part of what we do as well. But to me, I'm going to go on and defend Mick and go after Dave for this because I think it's bullshit. I'm with Mick on this one. Like, and it's not just because it's Mick who I like because he's part of the team. He's part of the show in a weird way, I suppose. But like, it's just a bullshit thing to do to somebody week after week to call him an anti-Semitic piece of shit. And look, if Dave's thing is like, things are happening on the streets because of guys like Mick, then that's like saying that people are raping people because Dave made a joke once about skinny jeans. I don't think that's true. And I don't think what Mick said, calling him Rabbi Dave, is the reason that people are getting shot or getting harassed at universities. And I think that should be a conversation. If you really want to further the thing and talk to the Crafts and do this and go to Auschwitz and do this and do that, then bring somebody on who you disagree with and have a conversation with him about it. That's crazy to me. And I'm going to say this to Dave in 2 hours. And, I don't know what he's going to say. And I think it's
Yeah, exactly. So, look, consistency is key. Free speech is key. And jokes are supposed to be that, right? Even all types of jokes. And yes, even some of the most controversial jokes, there's such thing as dark comedy, okay? And dark comedy is not everyone's cup of tea. Or he said that's not everyone's favorite cup of coffee. How does that sound? Because, I like strong coffee, okay? That's just me saying this, but it's one thing altogether when, you have a show, and you have done your fair share of controversy. And then as soon as somebody else has something controversial, you can have opinion. And, there was probably a much more constructive way in which Dave could have said, hey, look, man, I didn't like that. Or I had a little bit of problem with it, but you just don't say, that should not be said at all, period. Here's the thing about people, humans, we're creatures of habit. We're creatures of vice. We're creatures that like the taboo. All right. It's just who we are. It's in our nature, when it comes down to any kind of joy or vice. And the thing is about comedy is that, people have different tastes and different opinions. If there's something you don't like, guess what? You could walk away from it. If there's a comedian or TV show that you don't like, well, no one's forcing you at gunpoint to watch or even give money to them. No. But the matter of protecting our First Amendment is very important. And if you do have a problem with somebody, hey, you could talk it out. That'd be great. Just talk it out before anything else gets out of hand. Talk it out. I've had my fair share of people on my show that I disagree with. But that's the situation we're in. So in turn, everybody that's watching, remember, stand for free speech. Stand for the right for debate and dialogue. No, you can't change anyone's mind, but you can change their perspective. And I am very worried about the future of free speech because, as we have covered on the show, that there is a super fast effort to try and control speech. I don't know the future of independent media. Who knows how long we'll be here? But it matters that we still speak. I have seen my fair share of content that I don't like. But you don't see me going on this platform saying that person needs to be canceled. That person needs to be censored. That person must be terminated. That person did something or said something. They need to go away. I don't roll like that. That is the weapon of cowards. Censorship, termination, demonetization, remove. They should be canceled. No platform for this. No platform for them. Be quiet. Go away. Can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, all right? I'll get Gordon Ramsay to tell you to F off, and then I'll have Chef Marco stare at you. So think about it, folks. Freedom of speech or not.